moment you tell someone what you want, you've already started losing. Not because people are evil, because desire, when visible, is a target.
Machiavelli figured this out 500 years ago, and the people who actually understood him didn't talk about it. That's the first lesson. Everyone thinks this principle means lie, hide, manipulate. Wrong. It means something much simpler and much more powerful. Never let your needs show before you've secured the outcome. Here's why this matters. When someone knows what you want, they now control the price of it. You want the job badly. They lowball you. You need the deal to close this month. They stall. You're desperate to fix the relationship. They stop trying. This isn't theory. This is Tuesday. The information you volunteer about your own desire becomes the exact leverage used against you.
Machiavelli watched this happen in the courts of kings. He watched rulers who needed alliances get robbed in negotiations. He watched rulers who merely offered alliances dictate the terms. The need was the same. The outcome was completely different. The only variable, who showed it first. You're in a salary conversation. You've been job hunting for 4 months. Bills are piling up. You need this. The second that energy enters the room, even without words, the number on the table drops. The best negotiators don't lie about their situation. They simply don't volunteer it. I need this by Friday. Never say it. I'm considering a few options. Always true enough. Constraints you reveal become constraints used on you. 2. Your ideas and ambitions. You have a vision, something real you want to build. You're excited. You want to tell everyone. Don't. Not yet. Here's what happens when you announce an idea too early. Every person who hears it becomes a gatekeeper. They now have the opportunity to poke holes, to feel threatened, to quietly kill it before it has legs. The most successful people in any field, they move quietly until the thing is already done. Then they announce it. Not to be secretive forever, to protect the idea while it's still fragile. A seed announced before it's planted gets eaten. 3. Relationships. And this one's uncomfortable. When you meet someone, a partner, a business contact, a friend, there's a phase where you don't fully know their incentives yet. In that phase, showing everything you feel, everything you need, everything you fear, that's not vulnerability. That's handing someone a map to your weaknesses before you know if they'll use it. This is not about playing games, it's about timing. Real intimacy is built over time, not downloaded in one conversation. The person who tells you everything about themselves on day one, you don't trust them more. You trust them less, because you sense they don't know the difference between openness and desperation. I need to say this clearly, because this principle gets weaponized. This is not a license to be cold. This is not trust nobody. This is not manipulation. Niccolò Machiavelli himself had people in his life he was completely raw and honest with. Letters he wrote to his closest friend about his exile, his humiliation, his fear, are some of the most open writing you'll ever read. The principle isn't, show nothing to no one. It's, know who you're talking to before you decide what to show them. There's a word for this in Latin, prudentia, not cunning, discernment. The people who misread Machiavelli become closed off, transactional, isolated. And isolated is the most vulnerable position you can be in, politically, professionally, personally. The point isn't to become a wall. The point is to become selective. Now here's where this gets real. Niccolò Machiavelli, the man who wrote this principle, violated it at the most important moment of his life. He was exiled, broke, forgotten. He wrote The Prince and handed it directly to the Medici family with a dedication that basically said, "I know how power works. Please give me a job." He showed his hand completely. He told them exactly what he wanted. He let his desperation lead. The Medici never responded, never gave him an audience. Machiavelli died on a farm, his desire fully visible, completely unfulfilled. And this is the lesson that matters more than all the theory. Understanding something intellectually is not the same as executing it under pressure. When you're desperate, when you've been patient for a long time, when you've been overlooked, when you've been waiting, every instinct in your body wants to just say it, to throw the full truth at someone and hope they receive it kindly. Machiavelli knew better than anyone alive what that would cost him, and he still did it. So the real question isn't whether you understand this principle. The question is, can you hold it when everything in you wants to let go? Most people think power is about what you do. Niccolò Machiavelli understood it's mostly about what you don't do, what you don't say, what you don't show, what you don't give away to people who haven't earned the information. The loudest person in the room is almost never the most powerful one. The person who needs to tell you their plan before it's done has already lost the edge. Silence, patience, restraint. These aren't weaknesses. They're the game. And the people who know that, they're not going to tell you either.